Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Idle Stand Nation. I'm your host, Jae-Hun, and we also got the other hosts, Nick and Aura.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, so we've had quite a few comebacks from the last episode that we recorded. And actually, I just want to kick this one off with Red Velvet. Nick, why don't you go ahead and get started with that?
Well, Zimzalabim was definitely interesting. Originally, actually, I thought it was going to be very bubble pop, right? Like probably most everyone did.
Which is really understandable considering how the music video itself started.
Yeah. True, and honestly, I mean, I should have seen something coming because it was overall a darker MV. I mean, it was a lot of inside shots. It was a lot of
Right.
But I didn't really see like that drop coming. But more on that in a second. Honestly, I really liked it. At first listen, I did not. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like the drop. And honestly, coming right off of the super hard drop in CLC's Me, it felt like I was kind of listening to a similar thing. Not the exact thing, obviously. The chord progressions, the key,
Right.
and obviously the groups are completely different. But that really hard, I only really know how to compare it to 4 Minutes Hate vibe, right? And so I was like, it feels like kind of the same thing, but, so I don't really like it. And then listening to it more, it really grew on me.
Yeah.
So I really like it. I really like the drop now, too.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing. I didn't like it at first either. But I had to listen to it multiple times to go, okay, now I'm addicted to it. But yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't like it like right away, but I didn't dislike it either. I had to watch it 2 times to like actually really get a good feel of what was going on because, there was a lot of misdirection from the way the music video started and from the way the song actually initiated. So, I'd say it felt like you took the visuals of like Really Bad Boy, mixed it with a little bit of last year's Power Up and their debut Happiness, right? And I feel like that's what you got. And
It's true.
one of the things that I was thinking of as I was watching it was this felt very SM, like the way the song is, just the way the song is structured, right? All of the various features to the song itself, and I got to thinking of like, okay, this is reminding me a lot of like SM from a few years ago. If you're, I guess like something like of a mix of FX and Girls' Generation.
You're right.
During their I Got a Boy era, and I didn't dislike it because of that either.
No.
I actually thought that it felt familiar, but it didn't feel stale.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Generally, I overall liked it, and while the imagery, there was a lot of red, a lot of blacks. A lot of the backdrops were on a darker palette. It was still there were. The background versus the foreground was a lot more vibrant. I mean, from the way they were dressed, right? They had very colorful outfits, and likewise, the lyrics themselves weren't exactly dark either. The lyrics themselves were actually kind of more of a fun, poppy, uplifting type of lyrics. I mean,
Right.
if you were to actually like, look at the lyrics, right?
Right.
So, there's a lot of wild contrast going on with this whole comeback theme. And I like it, to be honest.
So it's funny that you say that. It's very like SNSD I Got a Boy, because that's what a lot of people are comparing it to.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually like put out that Zimzalabim was a contender for title song ever since Russian Roulette.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah.
And so they've been sitting on Zimzalabim since 2016, and that's why it feels very 2016 SM. That's why it feels like a very like small throwback. Is because it is a 2016 song effectively.
By the way, did you like that segue I gave you?
Yeah, I like that. That was great.
Keeping my own horn here, but we'll go ahead.
So I mean, and a lot of people also, when they hear that drop on the initial drop, a lot of them are like, oh, this is gonna be awful. And that's because that was very much the style of 2016 was, the song on first listen, the song doesn't sound that great, but as you listen to it more and more, it grows on you really quick. Where companies now are not going with that style, they're going with let's hit them hard on the first listen, and a lot of it sometimes drops off. But
another thing go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say another thing I thought was interesting was the lyric, well, the title lyric of Zimzalabim. Majority of Koreans cannot pronounce that because the Z pronunciation doesn't exist in Korean.
Right.
So as they're singing that in the chorus, whose voice is most omnipresent during that part? Like, would you say it's Wendy's?
Yeah.
I would say they did a pretty good job of mixing them all together, honestly. I mean, I don't hear Wendy when I listen to, the chorus that Zimzalabim repeated over and over.
Well, maybe for me it was that realization that out of the members in the group, she's probably the one who could best pronounce it.
Probably, because I wasn't thinking about that at the time.
For me,
I will say
it was either Irene or Wendy myself.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that it's really hard to pick it out because it's not just like the 5 members singing it together on the track. Mm-hmm. It's definitely layered and tuned, right?
Oh yes, yes.
And I mean, there is auto-tune there. Now, when I say auto-tune, I know people that are listening will be like, "Oh, they're not auto-tuning." Auto-tune is not a bad thing.
Right.
Over auto-tuning, like you hear in some songs, like
Buenos Aires.
Yeah, like my favorite example is Everglow's Bonbon Chocolat, right? They used a lot of over auto-tuning there, but it was colorful over auto-tuning. And auto-tune is not a bad thing. It's perfectly okay. Every artist uses auto-tune. Every artist that's ever made music uses auto-tune. But and so it's auto-tuned and it's layered, right? So they took probably Wendy's voice and they layered it over and over again to give it more of that mass group vibe feel. And then obviously they tuned it to the thirds and the fifths and to make it better.
I mean, I understand the intent too, because I mean, with the word itself, Zimzalabim, it's a word that basically is used to allude to magic, and is to help give it that magical sound to it. So yeah, absolutely. I don't think that was a bad thing, but for me, I just thought that it was really intriguing to have such a prominent word that most Koreans can't pronounce.
I will say though, I have seen reviews on Zimzalabim of people that have listened. My goodness. Of people that have listened to it 5-10 times, right? And it's mixed reviews.
Oh yeah,
it's very mixed. Now I don't know why they decided to come out with Zimzalabim now if they've been sitting on it since 2016. Because usually songs that you sit on for a while, they get very dated.
Yes.
And so I don't know why they decided now. A lot of people speculate that they just didn't want to come up with new music. I mean, they've been sitting on this title track. It's something to release. And it's something to have a comeback for. A lot of people are speculating that. I don't think that's true because they have enough producers there to actually just write music.
Right. I mean, because like another alternative theory could be that they had a planned comeback that just seemed too similar to what someone else had recently released. Mm-hmm. And so they decided to pick this one out. I mean, so that's another alternative theory. If
it is,
but I don't know. I want to agree with you on that one because they do have SM has a lot of songwriters. Yeah, we're talking about
SM here. Like,
they have a lot of resources, so it'd be really difficult for them to not have a song to produce for this. Mm-hmm. So the only other thing I could think of is just that what they had planned was too similar to what someone had already released, and they needed something that the girls could pick up on real quick. Exactly, because I mean, like we just established before, they have been sitting on the song for 3 years, so it's not like it's an unfamiliar song.
Right, definitely. And I mean, I can see why some people would take it as they couldn't come up with a new song, because I mean, honestly, that's what it sounds like when you hear it's been sat on since 2016.
Right.
Right.
Until unless you're like, unless you know the inner, like, have a general knowledge base of the inner workings of how a K-pop company works. As a general fan, that's what you would assume. But yeah, I definitely don't think that they couldn't produce new music. It should have been. I mean, it's not like Red Velvet has a comeback every 2 months, like twice, right?
Yeah.
And so it shouldn't be difficult for them to write songs, and I don't think it is. I think they just, like you said, it's a backup plan. I do hope that their next song is a little bit more Red Velvet, because I feel like this was a bit of a disconnect from their normal style. But I definitely still like the song. Now, is it gonna go in my top girl group playlist? No, it's not. Mainly because I can't listen to Irene's rap. It hurts. Anyway, did not like that part, by the way.
I also really like that the bridge too.
The bridge was good.
Like it was because you had such an intense pace from the start of the song, and it was so very calm and serene at the bridge. So I thought it was a really good break. I mean, I know that's part of the reasons for having a bridge. So, I mean, it was a good break and kind of helped, I don't know, set you up for bringing it back in. So, the song itself is very, very intriguing.
I will say it was very interesting, that bridge, because when there's a hard song, right, and you have that bridge come in, it just feels like a release, right?
Oh yeah.
We're done being attacked. It didn't feel as much with this song because we've been going up and down on, well, figuratively, on a musical roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is like, how do I put this? A lot of it is about the dynamics of the music, of why you get that, like, that bridge is like, oh, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't really that because we've been going up and down the entire time.
Alright, you got anything else you want to tack on?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing about it is that, I just had to listen to it a few times to actually like it.
Yeah. Alright, so then why don't you go ahead and bring us on into G-I-DLE.
Alright, so I think it was 1 or 2 days ago from this recording that G-I-DLE released their Uh-Oh music video. And so, Jihoon, what were your thoughts about this?
So I initially turned it off after the first 30 seconds or so.
Oh, really?
Oof.
Yeah. So I'm not really a fan of G-I-DLE. That's not to say I hate them as a group or anything like that. I'm just not really a fan of their music, and I haven't gotten around to really checking out any variety shows that feature them. Because I mean, I'm almost certain that it's going to be the same as with Mamamoo and XID before, where it's I really love the groups and the people in them, just not so much the music. But I gave it another shot. Actually sat through and watched the whole thing, and I gotta say, it feels like a throwback to late 90s, early 2000s K-pop / American R&B.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I was able to pinpoint it to 2003's Ihiori's 10 Minutes with the way the music video was shot. So because they're from their styles, their fashion,
Right.
Their costumes, very distinctly hip hop, featuring a lot of motorcycles and cars, and again, it just felt like 2003's 10 Minutes. So for me, it just had a very nostalgic feel. The song itself didn't sound outdated. It did sound like it was from the era, but updated for today.
Okay.
And I just couldn't help but think of geez, not just Hiyori as well, but like God, so many other like classic artists of that era.
Okay.
So, still not a fan. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was probably like the worst person to try and start off this this segment.
Actually, no. I mean,
It's alright.
since you are part of you're the one of the us that are part of the older generation. I thought it'd actually be perfect to start with you.
Oh, so you saw that like all the throwbacks,
Right. So I want to go to the opposite side of the spectrum with the
These
younger,
old guys, man.
right? Nick, what were your
I
thoughts?
take it you mean me, yeah. Okay, so couple things. One, yes, it is very 90s. It felt very 90s. Now, I will say, I like the song, and I did put it in my playlist. Not my all-time favorites, but I did put it in my playlist. However, I watched the music video once and then just listened to the audio. I can't watch this video. Not
Yeah.
because it's 90, not because of that, but I don't really like. Okay, so I can't say that I don't like it, but it's hard for someone across the world to pull off a different culture, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And this is very Mexican 90s Mexican American culture inspired.
well, not just Mexican American, but also like African American, because there was also a lot of West Coast hip hop infusion with like from the 90s. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
not
it's
just
very
Mexican-American,
90s American, but
yeah.
a lot of what stood out to me is the Mexican American references thrown in here.
Well, so Mexican American for like the cars, like the lowriders, and then for and African American hip hop style from the attire. Which also had some features of the Mexican American
Yeah.
like attire of the era as well. Yeah.
Right. Though in the 90s, those two groups overlapped a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially on the West Coast.
But they also had things that made it distinctly that. And yeah, so I don't really think they pulled it off well.
I agree.
I don't think they really served that culture justice, because there's a lot that went into the Mexican American and African American cultures at that time. I think they
Yep.
could have done a little bit better if they. Now I don't know if they actually pulled, and talked to, Mexican Americans and African Americans about that, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
They kind of just did their research and then was like, okay, this will be good.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so on the topic of cultural appropriation, this would definitely fly right into the forefront of that kind of discussion. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a really touchy subject, and
Very.
I don't want us to like not talk about it, but I think I prefer that we kind of stay like more on the outskirts of it. So,
Right, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So that is a very touchy subject, and there have been groups that have touched that subject before. So
Yeah.
it's not like an unheard of thing in K-pop, right?
There's a lot of it that gets
Yes.
caught out, especially with
course.
like other groups too, like Blackpink being among them.
Of course, yeah. And so I mean, is it? It's something that makes me turn off the video, but listening to not having the influence of the video and listening to just the music, I really like it. But I think it's more before my time, and so I don't feel like it's that good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born in '98. I can't even call myself a '90s kid, right? Because I mean, I was
Just a
born
tail end.
2 years into the '90s, and
Yeah.
so I mean, I never grew up with NSYNC or any of the boy groups at that time, right? And so I don't feel like this was. I don't feel like an attachment or anything to this kind of sound,
Yeah. And
some of you old folks might.
for you turning it off like right away, it was probably the exact same with me as well. Like that was probably the reason why, because I almost felt a little disgusted at first. So And yeah, I mean, on to you, Aura.
So, I mean, so I did watch the entire music video. I was okay with it. There was a lot of throwbacks with how you mentioned the lowriders, their clothing styles, very reminiscent of the, I want to say early to mid '90s. And I do agree about a little bit of the appropriation, but overall, I didn't really enjoy the music video. Just because I really like the whole. It reminded me so much of the old hip hop from that I used to listen to. Not exactly to where like Eminem or Tupac or Biggie Smalls and whatnot, like how their styles were, but it still reminded me of like a softer version of it, I guess. That I used to listen to a lot. So I mean, not my favorite song of all time. Still one in my playlist. I'm listening to it. But you know, I still like it. I don't like the title. Out of all the things, yeah, the title of the song, I just don't like it.
Okay, interesting. Why is that?
It just doesn't feel like it fits with the song, or it does, and it doesn't feel like it fits with the music video either.
I can see that.
But overall, like I do like the song. I'm okay with the music video, just because it's like a borderline for me. It's decently done. I wouldn't say it was shot in the best way possible. They were using a lot of cultural appropriation for the music video, but it was good quality work, like for the video quality, editing quality. I thought that was really well done, but other than that, I was okay with the video part. But yeah, I liked it. I'd still recommend it to people who haven't seen it yet to give it a watch. I like G-Idol. I honestly really do like G-Idol. Unlike Jihoon. Just gonna throw him under the bus. Jerk face. But no, I like G-Idol. I wasn't a fan of their Senorita, but I do like this one. I do really like this song compared to Senorita and whatever their other song. So I think it was the last two comebacks that I didn't really like, but this one I really do like.
Really, the last two comebacks were well, not the last two, but what was that one that they shot in San Francisco? That one I thought was really chill and laid back. I actually really liked that one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Okay.
So I'd say out of all of G-Idol's music videos and comebacks, that's about the only one I actually liked so far.
I liked La Tata and Han as well. So.
I mean, so for Han, I didn't dislike them. Yeah, I was more lukewarm, I guess. But yeah. Are you ready to move on?
Sure.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So Stray Kids. Actually, since you're the Stray Kids fan, Nick, why don't you go ahead, man?
Oh, I am living. Alright. So, Stray Kids came out with Stray Kids came out with Side Effects. And that is their recent comeback release like a couple days ago, a week ago, something like that. And I at first listen, I was like, this is not one I can really listen to because it is it's very swing. And then but it has a lot of like regular like normal beat infusion. So a normal beat I mean is like do, where it's just 1 2 3 4. A swing is very much 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. And so it's very like a notable group for using swing is Momoland, for example. And at first listen I was like, it's okay. And as I've been listening to it more and more and more, I really, really like it. It's probably, at the moment, it is my boy group song of the year.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, I really like it. Now this song is also going to be played in like every Korean club for like the next 4 weeks. By the way,
I was gonna say this song was definitely a
it's a club
like
banger.
a club banger. Yeah, it was
Oh,
definitely.
it's
of that type.
absolutely a club banger. um, yeah, it's absolutely a club banger. But yeah, I right now if I have to watch the video, I love every second of it. Um, and I honestly I don't have a part that I hate. It's a first in a while. Yeah, yeah. I don't have any more to say.
Okay.
What about you, Ara? I'm
Mm.
pretty sure I have an idea of what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
So I did find the entire music video interesting with the like song contrasted with the like the video.
Well, it's from the very beginning part, right? It did get kind of
Yeah.
darker towards
Yeah.
as it progressed.
I mean, it sprinkled in the darker parts, but not enough to make up for it. I found it very. That's why I found it very interesting. It was a lot of bright colors, a lot of bright clothes. No, yeah, it was a lot of bright clothing, except for the background dancers. Like,
Oh
the
yeah, because you have to have the
background,
contrast.
right? That.
Yeah.
So I found that all really interesting, but so you know how I'm not into the whole like power songs.
So Aura likes it because he has to like it, or else he's off ISN.
No, but I don't like it. But I don't hate it.
Okay, I'll take that.
And you know, I figured as much. Oh.
It, it could, every time I listen to a new release, it's always after work, and it's not a song.
I mean, especially since it's for this type of song too. I figured with it being such a aggressive sound, it just probably will never be a time for you to want to listen to a song like this.
No, I've grown out of that phase.
No.
So.
No.
Yeah. Jihoon, now that I've been thrown under the bus, how about you?
Oh well, there's not gonna be any throwing under the bus with me on this one, but so I thought it was I'll say I agree with you on the music video aspect. It was very misleading for me at the beginning because there's a lot of smiling, laughing, that bright imagery. They're on a bus. They got their luggage. They're about ready to go on a trip. Right, have a great old time.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden they're dancing in the middle of the road to this like club banger beat, and you got that aggressive sound to it, right? As far as the song itself, I really liked it. I actually liked it right away. So after my initial like, what the heck is going on? This is not like what we were being led into from the start of the music video, from the actual like imagery itself, as well as the opening of the song itself, because how it kind of had like that dramatic feel, right? Dramatic kind of romantic feel, and then it just goes straight bam, you're getting hit with all these beats to your face, and
Beats.
I was like, it was just really surprising for me, but I loved it. I like it was maybe half a second of shock, and after that, like, oh, I'm down with this. This song's got me. So, yeah, I'm a fan of this, and coming off of my disappointment with GOT7's last comeback, yeah, I'm gonna have to say I agree with you on this on your statement with this is your boy group song of the year. For me, I'm gonna have to say it's the same.
See, Jihoon's an intellectual.
Hey.
Unlike
I'm going
someone.
I am going to wait for PDX 101's group to debut before
Well, yeah,
I make it.
My goodness.
That's the whole point. It's currently my boy group song of the year. I said
Yeah.
nothing about later.
Yeah,
Nothing
it's not
about
gonna be
later.
forever.
But I still have a boy song of the year so far, but not a boy group. Mine is Eric Num's
Runaway.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. That's another, like, that's so far that is still my male solo artist song of the year at the moment.
Yeah. But as for group, I don't have one yet.
So I'm gonna say so far it's probably the most I've ever agreed with Nick and Aura on an episode.
It's been a while since we've agreed this much.
I don't think we have ever really agreed this much before. There's always
it feels weird.
Yeah. So right now it's just Nick versus Aura on this episode.
We all know who's right.
Hey, it's me.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm gonna go ahead and if we're ready to move on, I can introduce our next topic.
So are you wanting to go to the quick shots, or is there another topic
No,
that you
we have
got?
a discussion topic, of course.
Ooh. What's the discussion topic?
PDX 101 names.
Oh, yeah. So I was just thinking about that yesterday or last night after I watched episode 9, because I was trying to remember what the name was that we came up with.
Me too.
I couldn't remember. Wasn't it something along the lines of like 1 by 1 or something like that?
Yeah, 1 by 1, 1x1. Hopefully we'll put it up on screen. But 1x1 is the name that we came up with. 1 by 1.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll make a relation to like fans or something somehow. But anyway, that's the name we came up with, and it would make sense because X has been such a big factor.
Exactly. That big old X factor. And
Right.
I think I know how we can tie this into the fans too. So 1 by 1, as in being one with the fans, the members, becoming one with the fans.
Yeah. So there's so following that logic, there's actually a couple ways you could tie it in. The group as a whole, as one unit, will be right beside by the fans as one unit.
Yep.
So 1 by 1 is definitely a great idea, and if the group's named 1 by 1, we came up with it first, and they should pay us. Anyway, so 1 by 1 is definitely a great idea, and honestly, I could see it being named that. The hard thing is, a group currently released, it has a very similar name.
T by T.
Not TXT.
It's actually pronounced T by T.
T by T, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Today by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so that is going to be a big deterrent for that name.
Yep. We're gonna have problems there. So.
Because, that's really similar. T by T, 1 by 1. I mean, it's very, very, very similar. And so it's going to be really difficult to, do that. And a lot of people will be like, okay, that's a bit much. So
I mean, it's all speculation, by the way.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For anyone that is going, that's what they're going with. No, we just came up with that like after watching the last episode. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, it is completely all speculation. So, but yeah, I mean, if it does end up being, something similar to like 1 by 1 or something like that, that would be a really great name for the group.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, X will be in there somewhere. It has to be.
Right.
Well,
if X is not in the group name, it's gonna be so sad.
Plus, I want us to be right on this because we've been right on a lot of things so far with the season. So.
True. Very, very true. We have been right on a lot of our picks as well. And some of us...
And who gets eliminated and when.
Hey.
Some
you
of
called
us
it pretty
have been
good.
more right and others.
Hey. Stop throwing me under the bus, okay?
Yeah.
All right. By our parts combined, we are ISN. All right.
It's okay. I've also made
now we're
mistakes,
Captain Planet.
so it's fine. June's the only one that's had like a perfect run so far.
You've had a pretty good run, Jihoon.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, so the only thing I really know I'm like right about was like when I said Eugene wasn't gonna go the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah. Well,
But he made it farther than I thought, though. I thought he was gonna get eliminated by
definitely.
like the first
I thought he was gonna-
eliminations.
Yeah, first limb.
Yeah. So.
but he came back. So, yeah, and I mean, honestly, some all of us also have things that we've also done right. And
Yes.
so, I mean, we currently, like, me and Aura have the top 4 currently.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so, and so it really, well, yes, it is. And so it really accentuates, like, hey, we kind of understand how to pick talent a little bit.
Right.
Or obviously holding 3rd and 4th, and I have Produce XTOP. So, but Jihoon is actually, it's funny because Jihoon's had a perfect run so far, but he actually has his first place is lower ranked than any of ours.
Yep.
Yeah.
But still, who's got the most points threatened by the next elimination, which is next weekend, by the way.
Hey! Don't worry about it. I'll be fine.
So,
do you guys have any other name ideas potentially?
to be honest, I'm pretty sold on the idea of
1 by 1.
yeah. Like I just can't think of it being anything else.
I mean, I thought of One Nation, but
It could be One Nation. So, for the people listening, the reason that we're in this kind of realm of 1 is because if you look back at the previous groups, they've all used 1, and that's because of Produce X 101. IOI was synonymous with 101. 101, Eyes 1. They've kept this theme.
right.
So definitely think there's gonna be a 1 present somewhere in there. But
Yeah.
Right.
that's why 1 by 1 makes perfect sense.
So speaking of IOI, I think now's a good time for us to move on to the quick shots.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, hold that thought, because I did it again.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. Music video of the episode, rather than say the week of the episode. Aura, go.
Surprise throw under the bus. Thanks. So this is going to be a surprise, but video-wise, just a video, Stray Kids. I will give them that. I do like the music video. Song-wise, Uh-Oh by G-Idle.
Okay. And you, Nick?
Well, this was kind of obvious, but my song of the week is Side Effects, Stray Kids.
I'm gonna say it's Red Velvet, Zimzalbin for me.
Okay.
As
Wow.
much as I like Stray Kids Side Effects, I also really like Red Velvet's Zimzalbin. So it was actually a really close one. I kind of just picked that on the spot, to be honest, when I was doing the toss up in my head, like right as after Nick said his. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was that close. So now unpause. Going back to our quick shots. We talked about IOI earlier, and guess who's confirmed to have a return this
Yes.
October? It's not going to be all 12 members.
Sad
It's going to
face.
be 9 members. Somi and Yeonjung aren't going to be able to join them on this, but you're going to have 9-member comeback for IOI in October.
Wait, where was I for this? What?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
uh,
Wow.
So, IOI fans, and for all the late fans, I think, weren't you one of them, Nick? Didn't you start getting to IOI after they'd already disbanded?
I got into them. I started standing IOI 3 days before Downpour released. Yeah. That's back when actually I thought they were still a permanent group.
Heartbreak.
Because I mean I didn't watch, Produce 101. I didn't watch anything, so I was like, oh, this group. Someone showed me this group, and they're like, yeah, they just debuted. I don't know much about them. I was like, oh, okay, well, and I started listening to the song. I was like, wow, this group is really good. Like, I started standing, and then suddenly, Downpour's released, and they're like, well, goodbye. I'm like, wait, what?
Like, what do you mean goodbye?
What do you
We
mean
just got
goodbye? You're
started.
staying here.
It's only been a year.
Yeah. All right. So Nick, what's the next quick shots?
All right. So, for our next quick shot, we have our KCON LA lineup. Some new people were announced, and so I'll be going over a full list of everyone who is currently announced for KCON LA. Obviously, KCON New York is also right around the corner. That is like this week.
Oh, really?
So, yep. KCON New York is this week. So, if you guys watch any, K-pop YouTubers and they're going to KCON New York, expect a lot of stuff to come out because I know a lot of people are going into KCON New York. So, for KCON LA, and the reason I'm focused on KCON LA is because I'm going myself, me and Bang, is the current lineup is AB6, Atiz, Chungha, Everglow, IZ*ONE, Mamamoo, Momoland, New East, One Us, Stray Kids, and Very Very. And I am slayed. Oh,
Such a
so
good
many
lineup.
groups I stand are here.
Such a good lineup. Oh my
I mean, I
God.
have... So, groups that I stand alone out of this is... Or, I should say people I stand alone, because I also stand Chungha. Is Chungha, Everglow, IZ*ONE, Mamamoo, Momoland, and Stray Kids. So, half of the lineup is are groups that I stand, and I'm blown away.
Yeah.
The only thing that would make this better is if Frumis is coming. And if they are, I'm dead. Like, unfortunately... since I stand also a lot of Nuku groups, they're not going to obviously be here because they don't have the money to fly out. But it's okay, So the only thing that would be like the cherry on top right now is Frumis for me. Aside from that, by some miracle SIS goes, I'm all in.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jihoon and I aren't going, so you better
I
have
know,
some fun.
I know.
Better have some fun.
I know Bang is definitely waiting for Twice right now. If Twice are announced, he's told me if Twice is announced, he's getting the diamond package.
I don't think that they will go, to be honest, just because they have their tour going on at the same time.
Yeah, the
Right.
US tour.
That's what everyone thinks. Unless they just kind of go as like a one-stop kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think they're gonna go. Now, I will say, Frumis did go to KCON New York, or will be going to KCON New York. So, and I'm really excited to see if they also go to LA because there's still more announcements to come out for people going to KCON LA.
Okay.
All right. Alright, you got anything for quick shots?
Yeah, actually.
All right. What you got?
So, Miss Tiffany Young is having the Magnetic Moon tour going on in October to November. So basically, Tiffany announced her tour, I believe, a week or two ago, and the tickets went on sale. I want to say the 26th. So the locations that she is having them in is San Francisco, California, Vancouver, Canada, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Minneapolis, Minnesota, I think that's what it is, Chicago, Illinois, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, I don't know where Philadelphia is, Boston, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., Brooklyn, New York, Raleigh, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona, and LA, California. So, yeah, she is having a tour going on again. And I really, really want to go.
She had a tour earlier this year, right?
She had a mini tour.
Did she also have a tour earlier this year?
Yeah, she had a mini tour. But this is a full-on tour for her.
Oh, okay, like coast to coast tour, right on.
Yeah.
All right. For our unless you guys got any other quick hits, I think this is gonna be our last one.
I think
I do
I'm
not.
good.
Okay, so next month we've got a. I think it's gonna be a pretty exciting July for comebacks.
Yes.
I mean, my goodness, just looking at the list, it is a killer lineup from start to finish. And mind you, ITZY and Gongong Sunyu, GWSN, have not been announced yet when they're gonna be they're having their comebacks in July. But for the other groups that are confirmed, we have Yojo Chingu, EXO, and besides groups, we also got like I-DLE, which I know you guys are also looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
J Park. Honey Popcorn is a group that they initially came out with 3, and now they're gonna be coming back with 5 members. And I'd like to see what direction they're gonna go this time around. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one myself, just out of curiosity. And then Hayes, she's got another comeback coming up as well, and she's an artist that I like. Nature, they're having a comeback. This is a group that I'm starting to stand. So, it's that's just half of the lineup that I've announced so far, and it's gonna be pretty crazy next month, guys. Are you guys ready for this?
Absolutely
Maybe.
not.
Absolutely not. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle it, but I'm gonna be happy. So that's all I got to say on that.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for some groups in here, because like you said, start to finish, I'm dead all the way through. I mean, obviously, Yojo Chingu, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Coming out in like 7 hours from recording this.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
and I'm staying up for it, so definitely be exciting. Exo's Dio as well, I-DLE. The one I'm most hyped for Gfriend, of course, but I am my second like big group in here is actually a group I don't talk about a lot. That I stan, Day 6.
I was about to say it's probably gonna be D6. I figured it was them.
Yeah, I don't talk about standing Day 6 a lot because Day 6 does not release like stuff that often. But yeah, super excited to see Day 6, and see what they kind of bring to the table. So
What about you, Aura?
It's gonna be G-Friend. I love their music. Sinbi's my bias. Gotta go with the G-Friend. Yoda Chingu. That's about all I got.
Oh yeah, I forgot because Aura dislikes 99% of everything out there.
true.
I don't dislike 99. I am
Oh,
indifferent to
Okay,
like
98%. Got it.
Yeah, there we go. You gotta count all of like AKV stuff. So 98%.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus, guys. Really appreciate it. So appreciate it.
All right. Nick, you want to go ahead and close the episode?
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that bell so you can be notified whenever we post. And don't forget to join our Discord so you can interact with us. We talk a lot there, sometimes a bit too much. And we really love to interact with you guys because you guys definitely support us, and so we definitely want to talk to you guys. So yeah, that's all. Will be all down in the description below. And thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks.
We'll see you in the next one.
Laters.
See ya.